Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin here. If you can check it out, it's up at $3,394. It's up again in after hours trading here for the stock market. This is the BTC USD keeps pushing higher. As you can see, it had a big breakout last Friday, and then it continued the gains today. So it's on a really big move right now, and with Bitcoin running, the Bitcoin stocks are running as well. If you take a look here at Ethereum, this is another cryptocurrency to keep an eye on. It's made a double top here. If you look here on Tuesday, July 18th, the high was 258 was the close, and then if you look up here, we've got a close at 268 on Sunday, and then a close at 266 today. So with 266, it's trying to break out above this 258 level. So above 258 for Ethereum could see a push up here to 311. Okay, so yeah, so keep an eye on it. It's been doing really well, and along with the cryptocurrencies. If you look here at GBTC, this is the Bitcoin Investment Trust. This basically follows the price movement of Bitcoin, and as you can see here, it made a big move today. It's been on this multi-day run, so it's been on this huge run. Look at all the green volume bars in a row. It's looking at an 8-day run here, and as you can see here, there's a big gap open, and then the share price hit the closing price here on the 6th of June. Okay, and that is the key level to break. Notice that was right at high of day today. So if it can close above the closing price here back in June, the high close, then that's going to signal a potential break out higher. If it fails to break out above this level, then that could signal a potential double top. As you can see here, the share price came down. You know, it formed this, double bottomed. You've got a double bottom here. So it came down, essentially double bottomed here, and then now it's come back up, and now you're looking at a double top. So either it's going to break out higher and go to the next level, or it's going to pull back, and then if it pulls back, you can see there's a gap here. It's getting hard to see with all the lines on the chart, but between high of day on Friday and low of day today, there's a gap. So if the share price pulls back to 480, that would fill the gap on the chart. If there's a close above this 540 resistance zone, that's going to signal more upside potential. Notice that RSI is back above 70. If you look back here on this previous really epic run, RSI stayed above 70 for an extended period of time, and then notice Fasto has been above 80 for an extended period of time. So it's at overbought levels on both indicators. It's been a multi-day run. Notice volume has been increasing on the way up. This has a really big, even though the volume is really low, monetary volume wise, it's been huge money flow. When we checked earlier in the day, there was over $30 million had traded in this stock today. So so for a thinly traded OTC stock, there's a lot of money exchanging hands. Notice that MACD had recent bullish crossovers. Okay, now let's take a look at the penny stocks in the that are Bitcoin penny stocks. Okay, and so BTCS was the big winner today. This is a chart that we posted earlier today in our chat. If you'd like to get the learn during the day and like to get the real-time alerts and technical analysis, you need to be in the chat. That's where we post all the good information. You can learn real-time and be able to get the alerts as they come out right away. We do follow the OTC stocks on a daily basis. As you can see here, RSI is above 70. Fasto did close at 100 due to the maxed it's a high of day close. Notice that it was a white closing Marubozu candlestick. There's no upper wick on the candle. So what that's telling you is that It was a frothy close. It was pushing really, really hard. We're looking at this closing price back here on June the 24th. Okay, that's going to be the key level to break. We're basically at 12.5. It's 0.124. We'll call it 12.5. If you can get above that, then you're talking about this doji up here, this closing price up here at 14.5 would be the next level. So if we can get past 12.5, it could run up to 14.5. If it fails to break 12.5 tomorrow, you could see the candles pull back, and then the big support level to hold is this red line, which is the 200-day simple moving average at 10. We'd like to see that level turn into support along with this closing price back here in July, this high close. If it can turn those two levels into support, it should launch higher and test this 14.5. Once it gets above 14.5, then you're talking about this 18 and the top of the wick up here. So this is really nice move for BTCS today. Notice the lower wick on today's candle did hit the upper wick on Friday's candle, so that did fill the gap. So there is not, it does not look like an unfilled gap below. There was a parabolic SAR bullish flip today. We've been looking for that since the big pullback. Notice that's the first time the green dots have flipped below the candles since they had been above on the big drop. So and then also notice the volume, it was really picking up into the close. A lot of heavy buying, and so it ended up trading, close to 10 million shares today, 9.4 million. There's a nice bullish crossover on MACD down here on the 8, 13, and 5, and then you've got the bounce, the MACD line bouncing off the signal line here on the 12, 26, and 9. So these are all signals. We have the PSAR and the MACD are all signaling a possible start of a new breakout higher. Possible, this is an uptrend already, so this is signaling a possible push above this 200-day simple moving average. It needs to hold that level to keep moving higher. Now there's BTCS, and then there's also BTSC. And this is Bitcoin services. And now this stock, it had a nice start today. It only closed up 9%. What we're looking for is RSI to get above 50. It's currently at 48. Fasto starting a bullish crossover here. We want that black line to cross the red line and then get above 50. There was a bullish crossover on ADX. Notice the green line plus DI crossed the red line minus DI to the upside. So that is a signal the bulls are heating up. This chart, the big level is the green line. Once again, the 50-day simple moving average at 0.078. It broke that level intraday, and it was looking like it was going to run like BTCS, but this was under pressure. It pulled back, and it tested this middle Bollinger Band. It started the day with a gap up open at 0.075, and so that created an unfilled gap. It did pull back and fill the gap on the day. The black candle it shows that even though the share price was up on the day, it closed below the open. So going forward, there's two key levels in this chart. The middle Bollinger Band, the dotted purple line, is 0.066. That is the key level to hold. If that breaks, that's going to signal downside risk, possible continuation of this downtrend, and definitely more consolidation. In order to go forward, it has to close above this 50-day simple moving average. Right now, it's wedged between the two key levels. This is what we call a flex point. Either resistance is going to break tomorrow or support, more than likely. A break above resistance signals a potential run higher and a potential start of this new uptrend. If the middle Bollinger Band fails to break, then it's going to signal it's not quite ready to go. As you can see here, it tried to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support, and it's been working on it for several days. So the break above the 50-day simple moving average this time should be the signal that it's ready to head higher. And then we'd be looking for ultimately, the big levels, this 11.5, okay, this 11 to 11.5 zone. So you got these closes here, but the big one is once again 14.5, which is similar to the last chart we were looking at. So keep an eye on this stock. If you look here, there was this. So you've got the descending resistance here. And so yeah, it's looking like it's wanting to break above that. So if you get a break above this resistance line and above the 50-day simple moving average, that should signal more upside potential. And then keep an eye down here on volume. Notice how volume did pick up today. And then we've got MACD down here that's looking like it could potentially have bullish crossovers. So the MACD line crossing over the signal line on both time frames, that's going to be a signal the chart is heating up, and then along with the close above resistance. resistance. Okay, so let's look at BITCF. Okay, this is another Bitcoin stock, First Bitcoin Capital. It is heating up as well. This is the 15-minute chart. This is a chart we were working on today in the chat. And yeah, if you'd like to learn about our strategies, please join us. We discussed this during the trading day. And what we were looking for was this closing price at 10 o'clock. We wanted to see a close above that. That happened here at 3:30. There was a close above. It pulled back. It tested that level and ended up closing above. Okay, even though it had pulled below 42. So that was a strong close. Tomorrow we want to see that 45 level turn into support, 47, 407 into support. As long as this middle Bollinger Band's holding, it will still be in play. Notice down here all the moving averages, the big dogs, the 50, 100, 200, and 300 are all converging in this 37 zone. So you want to see the candle stay above that level. You've got the 50-day simple moving average bullish crossing the other moving averages. We've got a bullish crossover on MACD on both time frames that's signaling a potential another push higher tomorrow. If you look at BITCF on the daily chart, you can see here that it's really heating up. There's this, similar to the last chart, there's this descending resistance line. Okay, so this red descending resistance line, there's a close above that level today, and also a close above the high close resistance here on the 24th of July. So this close right here, there was a close above that level and the red descending resistance line. So the close above descending and horizontal resistance is signaling more upside potential. It did close above the upper Bollinger Band. So if the candles do pull back into the bands, that 38 is the key level to hold. You really like to see the share price stay above 40 now that it's above that level. The next key level to break is the first trading day in July 1st here. If it can get above that level, then we're talking about the high close over here in June the 7th. Okay, so that's lined up basically with 47, 48. If it closes above that level, then that's going to be the big close, signaling more upside potential. Notice the PSAR bull flip. There's a big volume spike today. Notice it was the largest volume since all the way back here in June. So that's always a good sign when a stock's breaking resistance. And then we've got bullish crossovers on MACD on both time frames. So this chart's really heating up. You know, you got the MACD bullish crossovers, the PSAR bull flip, the giant volume spike, and the break and close above resistance with a bullish crossover here on ADX with plus DI crossing minus DI and ADX to the upside. And then to top it all off, we've got RSI up here at 58. So it's not overbought until 70. So there's juice in the tank. And then Fasto is still below 80. It's at 70. So it's still not at overbought levels. So BITCF, we're looking for follow through tomorrow. And then let's look at MGTI. Okay, this is people that have heard about this stock. You know, it's been notorious. They do have a real cybersecurity and blockchain business going, and so if you look here, the stock tends to move when Bitcoin is doing well, and so right now it's hitting the red descending resistance line. So it closed right at descending resistance. So a close above 126 tomorrow would be bullish, and then this high close here, basically at about 130, 131 or so. Here the closing price on the what is that? 21st of July. If it can break above that, and then the big level on this chart is 140. Once MGTI closes above 140, that should be the signal that it's ready to head higher. That's the closing price on the first trading day in July. So keep an eye on MGTI. Like the last chart I showed you with BITCF, it had a big volume day. So it had, you know, the biggest green volume day since back here in June, and then you've got the same setup with MACD bullish crossover on the 8, 13, and 5, and then bulls want to see that 12, 26, and 9 crossover. Okay, and then there was a bullish crossover on ADX with plus DI crossing minus DI to the upside, and then to top it all off, once again, you've got RSI at 58, so it's got room to run till 70, and then you've got Fasto at 70, so it's not at overbought levels either. So, you know, the chart is not overbought. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this video. If you'd like to learn more about Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency. Please come and join our discussion in the chat. We have lots of people that are talking about it and sharing really good information on a daily basis. We're learning about all the different coins out there. We've been studying initial coin offerings and been doing a lot of research on the topic. So yeah, please come join our study group in the chat. It's been a lot of fun. People are getting a lot of, it's been very rewarding for everybody, including myself. So I recommend you coming and checking it out. Okay, thank you very much.